Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave, and this is podcast number 6 here on this channel. I am going to try to make this quick. I have a lot of stuff to cover, and I got to get through them really quickly. So, like the other episodes, there'll probably be some like video gameplay scenes in the background, so at least there's some eye candy to hold your attention a little bit longer. And I'll try to put a solo role-playing tip at the end of this podcast episode. So, the first thing on the list is Hackleswell's Journey is Complete, series finale. I'm not going to say anything further as in the episode. I don't want to spoil anything. I'll put up the episode, or I'll put the first episode so you can start from there. Regardless, so the series finale is complete. Like some of the comments mentioned, I'm glad that nobody gave too many spoilers, but it is sad, and I want everybody to know that as well, because just a warning, and there is a warning before the episode starts, because I even got some DMs or an email as well on other social media platforms, not just here on YouTube. Not that they were angry, just like too bad or this, that, the other, and it's proof to all of you that I don't fudge the dice. That's it. Next thing on the list, okay? I don't want to get too much into that. Okay, Creatures of Folklore. Now, I'll show up something on the screen right now, a tentative cover, but I'm liking it more. My whole life, many hobbies that I have, drawing, etc., and many hobbies that you have as well. But two of my hobbies that not many people share, one of which, probably not many people share this at all, is creating random tables. I've been doing that for a long time, probably before high school, I think. I just would think of a topic and I would just write, like, let's say a cartoon that I liked, what have you, let's say Smurfs, let's say. That's how it all started for me in the 80s. I'll make random tables for Smurfs, etc. And I just keep doing it. Just get a journal. If I'm on a train, on a plane, etc., I just whip out the journal and just think and just write random tables. That's why I have so many fantasy ones. That's why the fantasy book is so many of them. I'm still working on sci-fi, etc., etc. But anyways, Creatures of Folklore is going to be focused on all the creatures that I've copied, watched TV shows, movies, went through libraries, books. I don't like searching online for these things. So when I've been getting a lot of comments about, are you going to do Portuguese? I'm assuming that's Portugal, not Portuguese, a language like in Brazil and Portugal, I guess. So Portugal, Australia, I'm going to do everything. I could do every country. I could do a city even. Like, let's say New Orleans. There's different folklore in New Orleans or Algiers than there is in the rest of Louisiana. So I could just expand this forever, and it's one of my hobbies. I love yokai, like Japanese. I love American, European, Asian. Maybe there's even Antarctica folklore. I mean, I don't think anybody lives there, but I'm sure, the biggest folklore people are sailors, okay, that I've seen in my research. Sailors, Navy, etc., they have all the stories. Kraken, they have all mermaids, sirens, they have all the old stories. So maybe there's something around Antarctica in that area. And I'll show if I remember, I'll show also a screenshot of what they're going to look like. I have some artwork I've done, like jotted down, but if I concentrate on artwork, this book's going to take me forever. I just want this to be a compilation by region and then subcategorized by region, which you're going to probably see if I put up a screenshot of what I'm doing, and just simple. Like, let's say chupacabra, okay? 1 or 2 sentences what that is. Many people might not know. A vampire, and it's so thrilling. Like in Arab culture, I didn't know a ghoul came from Arab folklore. Ghul, ghoul, a being that would live in a cemetery that eats human flesh. I didn't know troll came from Scandinavia. Troll, I didn't know that. So I'm just learning, and I want to learn. I posted a few things online when I went to library and Barnes & Noble's. Also, by the way, DCC RPG is in Barnes & Noble's now. I think the whole collection, even the Mutant Crawl Classic. Is that how it is? I forgot. But they have the whole selection there. It's pretty cool. I love researching through analog. I don't like researching through Google. I could find all this through Google, everybody. Give me the whole entire list. of Denmark's folklore and creatures and monsters, etc. Boom, there's the website. It's boring. I want a journal. I want it to be like Gravity Falls, where I'm just like, I'm adventuring and looking for these things. Basically books, you know. I wish there was like leprechauns in the forest and things like that were in real life, but regardless, I want to search through it through analog ways, through paper, okay? So that's going to be a new upcoming product of mine. I've been working on categorizing all the year's worth of journals I have, hundreds of folklore creatures, just categorizing them by region and subcategory, and it should be out pretty soon. I don't see why it would take me too long. It will be favorably priced as well, much like all my other products are. Okay, next step. Community campaign update. Oh yeah, my community campaign update. I'll link up a video of that right now. That'll explain more about it. It's basically my idea of bringing the community together to basically build my forest realm, NPCs, locations, sublocations, underground tunnels, areas, naming buildings, naming NPCs, building my world together, building the adventure together, the premise of an episode, how it's gonna start, how might it end, a new trait that somebody wants to help me with. It's gonna be using my Don't Overthink It RPG fantasy version. There'll be affiliate links below to my systems, and Don't Overthink It RPG, the non-art version, is free. So that affiliate link will be in the description and comment section below. But it's going to be all working together. So the update to that is, I think I mentioned it in the video. I'm pretty sure I did, where a lot of people enjoyed Gorm drowning in Diamond Lake. Okay, this is beside the Dungeon World series that I have going. Okay, season 2 is gonna come up this year. Will I be using Dungeon World? I don't know, probably. Or I might do Dungeon World / Mystic Warriors, my system. But that's beside the point, okay? Now this is like a year before the current events that are in season 1, or my first series of this channel, season 1. So we'll see how that goes. So Gorm is drowning. Now, obviously with this group, I'll put a lot of comedy in there. Boy, oh boy, I miss laughing with them. God, what a funny group. I hope I keep growing it. So what I mean by community as well, like just going into it again, Moses, it would be so cool if there was a corridor in this tunnel that you made. Like it was built with stone. It's not natural. Somebody built it. All right, cool. How long is it? What is it named? What's a name? I'll tell you. Username XYZ said this is the name of this. Okay, next, solo adventure books. You guys remember those? Like Fighting Fantasy, or even just the old novels where you just read a book and it said, if you want to do this, go to page 127. If you want to do this, go to page 87. I love solo adventure books, but I really love the paragraph ones, like Tunnels and Trolls had a lot of them. I think Call of Cthulhu has some too. Alone in the series, that's it, series, like Alone in the Dark, Alone in the Flames, I think. The paragraphs. I really enjoy that concept, and I love writing, and I'm going to try, or I'm going to do, not just try, I'm doing. I am currently writing a solo adventure where you jump around paragraph to paragraph, where you have to roll skill checks. You'll have a character sheet and you roll skill checks. Now, what system am I going to use? I don't know. I might use my own system, just make it simple for me, and I don't have to worry about licenses and stuff like that. But it's not too difficult. Like, there's no real combat in these type of games if you've played them. It's mostly like, can you defend yourself? Can you successfully attack? Can you, etc. And if you can't, go to paragraph 62. If you were successful, go to paragraph 79. You know what I'm saying? But I want to add a little bit more to it, where there's like maybe some sheets. Like if you notice something, you mark off on the sheet, or you include it on the sheet where you notice something, and it might help you later on in your solo campaign. Because when I play these games, the only problem I have is it almost feels railroady. Almost. Even though there's a lot of ways to go about the game, but it does feel a little railroady. So I think if you notice something, if you notice that the Tavern Keep, let's say it's fantasy, the Tavern Keep unlocks his front door right after midnight. Why did he unlock the door after midnight? And if you notice, like, roll to see if you notice, like a notice check or awareness. You're successful. Okay, good. And then that will say, write down in your log sheet or write down on the sheet or whatever I'm going to call it, you notice the tavern keep unlocks after midnight. And let's say, I don't know how many, 20, 30 pages from that point, it's after midnight and you need to get into the tavern, or you need to think of somewhere to hide. And it says if you remember the tavern keep unlocks his door after midnight, if it's checked off on your sheet, you get to go to that tavern and you know you can get inside the tavern, it's unlocked, etc. Things like that. Anyways, we got to move on. So, solo adventures in the future. Okay, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Season 2, Episode 2. Those series are not going to be 3 acts. They're a different story. They're me talking to you, stopping gameplay and saying, okay, solo RPG tip, this is what I would do right now. And this is what I'm thinking of. Let's see how it goes. So you guys can learn how I play solo, me. Okay, and it's going to be using my supplements, etc. The Season 2, Episode 2 has already pretty much been completed. Okay, I just have to edit that. And the editing of that, it's pretty precious to me because I love Warhammer. It's where it all started for me in 1989. 1989, that's when it started for me, playing solo, and only solo since then. All right, so that's on its way, Warhammer. And since, you know what, I reminded myself, I'll talk about something in a moment after this. Okay, Avatar Legends. A lot of you have been asking me about this, especially that it's in my top 3 RPGs of all time. Avatar Legends, I am going to do a series on, definitely. I already have a How to Play Solo series or How to Play Solo episode on it. I'll link that up right now if I remember. And I use Avatar Legends for that. Avatar Legends is one of the only IPs I have like all the books of, even the children's coloring books. I have every book of anything Avatar, I have it, of a book. And I have a lot of the games and cards and stuff like that. I'm thinking either I do Avatar Legends in a 3-act series, or I do another How to Play Solo, because I already did one in a way with Avatar Legends, which I just linked up, if I remembered. Avatar Legends RPG, How to Play Solo, and make that into, an adventure. I don't know yet, but I'm very excited because I really love that game. There will be probably some tweaks on it because there's some things I like, some things I don't, just like every other system, just like Warhammer. Combat, I go to 2nd edition. I only sprinkle in some of the ideas of 4th edition combat in Warhammer, but I mostly use 2nd edition rules for magic and combat. And then I sprinkle in, like I said, 4th edition stuff. Like I said, I'm not too sure with Avatar Legends. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do my own artwork, color it. I don't know, but just know it's going to happen. Avatar Legends is coming up. So I went to Box Lunch today and Hot Topic, but I went to Box Lunch and I saw that they have premium dice for the One Piece show. I saw it and I said, you know what? This might be the way I get my son to play with me more. He's been slipping because his friends are playing Fortnite. I'm losing them to video games. Why are you going to play ttrpgs if you could just play with your friends online? But I think if I use my system, I'm making my Mystic Warriors RPG has its own system that I'm making from ground up, using inspirations, of course, from other systems. But I want to make a YZE version of it. And this is a 6-sided dice, 6 of them. I'm going to try to do a One Piece Mystic Warriors YZE version series. It's going to be very quick. It's going to be like quick videos or pictures, us talking about the system, us talking about our adventure on the channel. That gets my son hopefully back into this hobby because I don't want him to leave this hobby. And I know the competition is fierce, i.e. electronics. Mystic Warriors YZE edition is going to be, we're going to have fun, me and my son, with One Piece. So wish me luck with that one, okay? Because I don't want to lose my son to electronics. It's simple as just take the electronics away, but sometimes it's not so simple. Electronics are everywhere. TV, whatever, what have you. Well, I ended it off on a kind of sad note. Solo RPG tip, let's see. I started a new acronym. I don't know, maybe it's a common one. I don't know. I just thought of it and, I'm just saying I thought of it. If I didn't, I didn't. Fine, great. TPK. Instead of a total party kill, like fudging the dice, you don't want your whole party to die in the first 5 minutes of your solo adventure. Make it a total party knockout where your party got all knocked out instead of, killed. And, you could do things like that. I think, thinking about it now, Matt Is it Matt Jackson? I'll link up if I can link up a channel, or I'll link up the video if I can find his old video when he talks about it. He said, he goes, if your party dies, instead of that, like they get knocked out. There you go. Maybe that's where I got the idea from. He didn't do TPK as in total party knockout, but still, he had that idea where they wake up and all their loot is gone. Now the adventure continues. It's like, that sucks. All your expensive loot, you have no armor, let's say you have nothing. You're just in your, white shirt and white underwear, basically. If they wore underwear in medieval times, probably didn't. You could just continue on like that. Or do you want your total party to be dead? Which one? Do you want to go on a small adventure, hopefully small adventure, to try to get your gear back? Or do you want to write up all new character sheets? So think about total party knockout and not total party kill. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this one. Happy gaming. Bye.